this video, we're going to be going over 5 new fastest TTK meta loadouts here in Battlefield 6 Season 1. If you're trying to dominate lobbies, I got you. If that sounds good, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and let's get into it. For class setup number 1, we're taking a look at the B36A4, a solid assault rifle both in multiplayer as well as Red Sec. One of the fastest killing guns in the entire game due to its accuracy. For the optic, we are going to run the ROM 1.75X. This is a massive W, easy to use at any and all ranges, but feel free to run whatever optic you're most comfortable with as long as it's 10 points. We're skipping over the top accessory, the right accessory, and for the suppressor, we are going to be putting on the lighten suppressor. This is going to keep us off the radar when firing, and it's also going to be reducing a lot of recoil, which is a massive W. The hipfire accuracy con is going to be irrelevant. This weapon is going to be something you want to use at those medium to longer ranges to dominate. Now, to help us out even more and give us a faster time to kill, we are going to be using the 510mm fluted. This barrel is phenomenal, improving that bullet velocity and giving you a faster transition to ADS, which is a massive W. We need this so we can outgun players very easily at those close, medium, as well as longer ranges. For the underbarrel, we are going to be using the 6H64 vertical so we can significantly reduce a lot of that recoil. Now, if you don't want to run this attachment and you want to speed up this weapon's handling, you can put on the full angle, which is going to be improving your recoil control as well, but it's also going to be bumping up your transition to ADS. Now, I'm going to showcase both of these attachments in the firing range. They're both 25 points, so you can pick what fits your playstyle. For the magazine, we are going to be using the 36 round mag, so with a little bit extra ammo, take out more than one person at the same time. And if you miss a couple of shots or you feel like your shots aren't registering, you have a little bit of some backup here. And for the ammunition, we're going to run the standard FMJ rounds. This is a fully loaded 100 out of 100 loadout. As you can see in the firing range with this version, we have a respectable transition to ADS as well as a very easy to control recoil pattern. I still recommend burst firing it at longer ranges to reduce a lot of that shot deviation and overall making this weapon the fastest killing B36A4 setup possible. This is definitely gonna be something you can use whenever you are trying to play a bigger map. Now, if you don't want to run the 6.864 vertical, here is what this weapon is gonna look like with the full angle. It is gonna have a little bit more recoil, but it's still gonna be solid. The transition to ADS is gonna be faster, as you can see here, and obviously it's gonna kick a little bit more, but at the same time, this is gonna be nice for smaller, medium-sized maps. And if you want to run a gun, you are definitely going to have to burst fire at longer ranges, but this is a solid weapon because you are able to get some incredibly fast TTKs, and I'm going to also showcase that it is possible to get a 3-shot kill with this, which is W here in Battlefield 6. If you don't have enough time to play and need weapon or rank leveling assistance, Criminal Mods has you covered. They offer legit, fast, and cheap services like leveling up your weapons, vehicles, and completing hard challenges in game. If that interests you, you can use my code EARS to save 5% off at checkout. For class setup number 2, we're taking a look at the Cord 6P67. This is one of the fastest firing assault rifles, and the time to kill is nice here in multiplayer and Red Sec. For the optic, we're going to be using the OSA 7 1.0. I like this on the Cord because this is going to be more of a run and gun assault rifle. But again, you can run whatever optic you're most comfortable with. Just make sure it's 10 points. We're skipping over the right accessory, but we are going to be running a suppressor, and we're going to use the CQB suppressor, which is going to be keeping you off the mini-map when firing. It's not going to do any hipfire accuracy reduction or any other nonsense that this weapon does not need. You can run and gun with this. It's nice to make sure the handling stays up. For the barrel, we are going to be running the 415mm fluted barrel. This is incredibly nice because it's going to be improving your aim down sight accuracy while moving, and also enables a faster transition to ADS. Massive W's here, so you can run and gun with the Cord and not feel the penalty of actually trying to run and gun. For the underbarrel, we are going to be using just the alloy vertical, which is going to be improving your recoil control here. No cons, absolutely amazing. This is exactly what we're looking for when running the Cord and building a controllable yet fast time to kill class setup. For the magazine, we're going to use the 36 round mag, so we have an extra ammo just in case you miss a couple of shots. This weapon does have a fast fire rate, so we want to have a little bit extra capacity. And then finally, for the ammunition, we're just going to run the standard FMJ. This is a 100 out of 100 loadout. Once you go ahead and build this class, I'm very happy because in the firing range, we have respectable transition to ADS, as well as a very easy to control recoil pattern. This weapon is stupid easy to control, but at the same time, I do recommend that you burst fire at longer ranges just to go ahead and minimize as much shot deviation as possible, and so you can have a little bit of a faster time to kill as well. But close, medium ranges, you're going to be absolutely melting players, as you can see right there. For class setup number 3, we're taking a look at the SGX. This submachine gun is incredibly satisfying to use, one of the fastest in multiplayer as well as RedSec. For the optic, technically we're going to be running the iron sights, which is nice here because it's going to allow us to run a class setup utilizing all 100 out of 100 points. The iron sights are nice here, easy to use at all ranges. I would recommend getting used to them, because we are going to be using a lot of additional accessories, including the 5 milliwatt red, which is going to be bumping up that hip fire accuracy, and it's not going to be visible to enemy soldiers, which is definitely helpful when trying to outgun players at closer ranges. This submachine gun is going to be built for running and gunning. We're going to be using a lot of attachments to help that out. For the next attachment, we're going to be running the light. The flashlight is great. It's going to be blinding enemy players at close range. If you've ever ran up against somebody with a flashlight, it's one of the most annoying things here in Battlefield 6. That's exactly what we're going to put on our setup so we can dominate at those close ranges. For the muzzle, we are going to run the standard suppressor, which is going to keep us off the radar when firing. Overall, a nice attachment here. Whenever you can run a suppressor on a submachine gun, I recommend doing it just so you can get behind their spawn or at least into a high traffic area and take people out from behind to give yourself some quick and easy kills. You also want to make sure you have on the 8-inch extended. This is the most important attachment to run on the submachine gun. You absolutely must improve that velocity and transition ADS so you can snap onto targets and outgun them very easily at those close and medium ranges. You can use this weapon at longer range, but it's a submachine gun. You want to make sure that those engagements are mostly for assault rifles and weapons that are good at longer ranges. For the underbarrel, we're going to run the folding stubby, which is going to be improving recoil control and additional transition ADS. Overall, a massive W here, is reasonably pointed, so you don't have to actually lose an arm and a leg actually trying to equip this weapon. So I highly recommend trying it out, especially if you're still leveling up the SGX and wanting to give it a try. Now, for the magazine, the 36 round mag is going to be nice because this weapon does have a fast fire rate. You want to have as much ammo as possible so you're not running out of ammo. Massive W, and we are going to be utilizing the standard FMJ rounds here because we have a 100 out of 100 loadout. Once you go ahead and build this setup, you can see that we have a fast transition to ADS. It's incredibly fast, and we also have controllable recoil. This submachine gun is amazing. You can see at longer ranges, you definitely can use this, but I highly recommend burst firing it just so you're not going ahead and missing a lot of unnecessary shots, because you will go through ammo pretty quickly. The fire rate is nice here, which isn't a issue at all. Now, you can see the hip fire is going to be fantastic with this submachine gun. At medium ranges, you do want to go ahead and burst fire it because you can see it is going to deviate a little bit. But this is something you can run and gun with and absolutely dominate players and have a great time using. For class setup number 4, we're taking a look at the RPKM. This light machine gun is a no recoil laser beam, giving it a crazy fast time to kill at longer ranges. Now, for the first attachment, we are going to run the ROM 1.75X. We're going to take advantage of that extra zoom because this weapon has great recoil control, but you can run whatever attachment you're most comfortable with as long as it is 10 points. We are going to be using the red laser to bump up that hip fire accuracy. This weapon is still nasty off the hip at close range with its attachment. Definitely give it a try. It's not going to be visible, which is going to be a massive W. Now, we are going to be utilizing the long suppressor, which is going to keep us off the radar when firing and also improving that recoil control. The hip fire accuracy kind of is irrelevant because we have on the red laser, and weapon sway, it doesn't matter whatsoever, especially if you're playing multiplayer. And even in red sec, it's still going to be controllable at longer ranges. We are going to be utilizing the heavy extended 590mm factory barrel. This is going to be incredible because we have improved firing accuracy over extended periods of time, and it's also going to bump up that bullet velocity. You can go full auto without actually burst firing this weapon at longer ranges, which is so helpful. So you can utilize this gun exactly how it's intended to squad support. Overall, a great light machine gun. That's exactly why I'm having it under this list. The DRS IAR is also good, but that weapon, you don't really want to run a suppressor if you're trying to go full auto. It has a little bit more recoil. For the next attachment, we are going to run the standard alloy vertical. This is going to be improving your recoil control, no cons, and it's not ridiculously priced. So you can actually run some other attachments that are going to be helping you out. For the magazine, we're going to run the 40-round fast mag, so we can have some faster reloads. Overall, a massive W. This attachment is incredibly nice on the RPKM, so you can always stay locked and loaded. Now, if you do want to have a faster draw speed, you can just run the regular 40-round magazine, but you are going to have a 95 out of 100 class setup. Again, either or are going to be great choices. Now, we're going to run the standard ammunition, FMJ, and since we do have some extra points here, we're going to put on mag flare, which is going to allow you to reload while you're still aimed down sight. Nice. Once you go ahead and build this 100 out of 100 setup, you can see here in the firing range, for light machine gun, we do have a respectable sprint to fire speed, transition to ADS, and as you can see, we literally can just go full auto. I mean, you don't have to burst fire it if you don't want to. This weapon is incredibly easy to use at longer ranges. Just hold down the trigger and just pick people off. That's exactly why the RPKM is amazing. It's not the fastest fire rate, but because it is so accurate, you are going to be able to outgun enemies that have faster firing light machine guns just due to the fact that the accuracy is going to be there. And we can go ahead and get those 3-shot kills to the head, which is incredibly nice. And finally, for class setup number 5, we're taking a look at the M4A1. This is a solid carbine that you can't go wrong with. For the optic, the OSIS 7 massive W, easy to use at any and all ranges, but run whatever optic you're most comfortable with. Just make sure it is 10 points. We're going to be skipping over the top accessory, the right accessory. We are going to run the long suppressor to keep us off the radar when firing and also improve recoil control. For the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the 14.5-inch carbine barrel to bump up that bullet velocity and give us a faster transition to ADS. Definitely important on a carbine, honestly, any weapon here in Battlefield 6, just so you can win more gunfights at close and medium ranges, and also if you're trying to move around the map a little bit more. We are going to use the classic vertical, which is going to be greatly improving that recoil control. You are going to be able to see in the firing range, this weapon goes from, honestly, is kind of uncontrollable if you don't build it right to incredibly controllable with this attachment. We are going to be using just the 30-round fast mag just so we can have a faster reload, and also it's going to allow us to rock that classic vertical that we do need. And then finally, for the last attachment, we're just going to run the standard FMJ rounds. This is going to be a nice 100 out of 100 loadout, as you can see in the firing range, with respectable transition to ADS, as well as a very, very controllable recoil pattern. Obviously, with the M4A1, you do want to burst fire it at those longer ranges, but this carbine is going to be incredibly effective. It's going to have minimal bloom, and we're going to have a really, really nice time to kill at any and all ranges. This is exactly why it's one of the better weapons to use here in Battlefield 6. These are going to be the top 5 fastest TTK meta loadouts you should use right now. Give these a go. For the remainder of the setup, I always rock support just so I can revive my teammates, and I can also have max ammo. I rock support on 99.9% of loadouts. We have the M44 secondary. This pistol is nice. You can get some 1-shot kills to the head, 2-shot to the body. The defibrillator, the GPDIS to destroy incoming explosives, which is super helpful in objective-based modes. We have the smoke grenade as well as the knife. Let me know down in the comment section what your favorite weapon is to use here in Battlefield 6, and if this video does help you out, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. Been your boy Ears. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.